Hi there, first block. I've decided that I'm going to do this again from the start, and I'm going to even delete that old video and replace it with this new one that I'm making right now. I'm going to build this again, try to do a little bit of a better job, not have so much detail in the middle of the screen. I should be able to pull this off without having to fill the whole front of that screen up with polygons like I did. So, sometimes you have to be willing to, throw what you built in the trash can and go start all over again. I'm also going to do more incremental saves, so that's going to be important for me as well. So, like I said, for the morning version, it's going to start with a box. We're going to make a box, throw a box in there, get a box in there, and I'm going to give the box a name. The box is going to be called TV case. It's the case of the TV. Switch to the move tool, and here's my move gizmo right here. I'm going to zero out by right-clicking my mouse, zero out all of these buttons. And let me see if I can adjust something in my settings here. Yeah. And let's see. When I click out here now, it's still not highlighting it. Anyway, I'll try to improve this system. Got my box zeroed out right here. I want to make sure that in my perspective viewport that I have edged faces turned on so I can see the wireframe. And also I'm going to apply clay because as I learned in the sword project, clay is a very simple, quick material you can apply temporarily here. So you can see what shadows are going to look like and how they're going to play on this. And let's get going. So I've got this box set up here. And looking at the modify tab here and my numbers, I'm pretty happy with the shape that I generally have. I'm going to be referring back and forth to this look right here, looking at the shape, and then coming back to mine, turn it sideways. I think I'm too wide. Shrink that down a little bit. Go back to the reference image. Yeah. Show a little less side right there, a little more face. I might make it a little deeper, a little deeper. Later, we're going to handle these knobs. Right now, just want to work on the face. So, let's see, that's the height. Don't want to change that for the moment. I want to make that a little deeper. So pushing that a little deeper. Yeah. All right. So generally pretty happy with it. If you wanted to pick my numbers here to clean them up, I can go 30 centimeters by 40 centimeters by 33 centimeters. Let's see, 30 by 40 by 33. Let me take a good look back here at this again. I think I'm a little taller than I am wider. So that's my height right here. It is my height. Yeah. 30, 33. Yeah, I think it looks okay. I might even, oops. 33. Yeah, I'll go with 33. And the 30 going to the back. That is too much actually. I'll put that at 25. I can look at the reference image. Yeah, 25. So what I've settled on here is 25, 40, and 33. And set the length segments to 1, 1, and 1. We're just going to start with just a box with just this plain straight up wireframe. And we're going to start adding stuff to it. Now, once we got those parameters set, we're going to right click it and turn this into an editable poly. We're converting the whole thing. Box disappears, and what we have there instead of box is we have the word editable poly. Box is gone. Box does not exist anymore. We got this, our editable poly. Get that kind of front at an angle look. We're going to be working on this front face here, so you should see up here that little cube should say front. And I'm going to open the editable poly up so I can see its components. And we're going to start with polygon. Click this polygon. And then down here is the Inset Tool. So we're going to turn on the Inset Tool by clicking on the settings for the Inset Tool. And I'll click on those settings, and this gives me my first inset. And let me go look at my reference image. How far do I want to bring this in? I think I want to bring it in more than what I see over there. Yeah, see, it works there. So I'm going to change the height here from 1. And I think when I was doing this in class, I think I set it to 1.5. I'll look back at my reference image. And I think I'm okay with 1.5. All right. I'll click the green check mark. And I'll take a look at how things are looking here. All right. These next couple of steps, I'm going to exaggerate a little more than what I see in the picture. If I look at this picture right here, and I'm zoomed in pretty much as I possibly can on the web browser, but I do know that I could open this picture up. There's where I put them. Good, there we go. Now, I can zoom in a lot more on this, opening this up here. Let's come up here and take a look up here in this corner here. Notice how the image is stepping down. It's stepping down, so I'm going to push in the front face of this TV, but I'm going to push it in a little bit further than what I see right there. I'm going to make it a little bit exaggerated. All right, so to do that push in, this is going to be involving what's called the Extrude Tool. The Extrude Tool. This is one that we used in our sword project. I'm going to click on the settings menu for this, and 10 is not what I want, so I'm going to right click that 10 for the extrude height, and then with my mouse I'm going to just kind of wheel it down into the negative, and I think I'm just going to go with a negative 0.6. Go for the whole thing. Just a straight up -1. -1.0 centimeter. There we go. It's going to drop it in. It's going to make it stand out. We're going to be able to see it in the picture more clearly. 0.8. Won't push it too far. I look back at the reference image, and this is what I'm trying to build. Yeah, I'm pushing it a little bit much, but not too much. I'll take that 0.8. Now that pushes that in. I'll go back to this image right here. Not that one, this one. And kind of zoom in here. And it looks like, now that I'm really carefully examining this, that this first one comes in and then it's actually not on the top and the bottom. Oh, it is. Yep. So I'm going to just run this as one continuous piece all the way around, even though I can see it's 4 separate pieces of wood, and yeah, the one at the bottom, and they're not butted up the same way. Later, I could fine tune that if I were to put a wood grain on there. But for right now, I'm going to do another inset. So I'm going to click on this inset again, and I'm not going to inset as far as the last time that I inset. So I clicked the inset settings menu. You can see right here it says inset, and I don't want 1.5. This one is much smaller. It's like 0.5, and I'll hit enter, and then hit enter, and I'm going to take a look at this on the, there we go, on this. And yeah, that's about good. It's about 1/3 of what that right there, and I put that at 1.5. So do an inset of 0.5 centimeter, and I'm going to click the plus symbol. And now if I zoom in on this, come into this corner, and if I deselect that, I can see that over in this corner here, I've pushed this back, brought this out, and I'm going to drop it down another level. So I'm going to push this down with another extrude. I'm going to click extrude. And this is basically the stuff I did in class here. And oh, let's pick a polygon first. Then open the extrude menu. There we go. So I'm kind of creating like a step here. This first face comes out, steps down, then the face moves out, and now we're stepping down again. And I think the 0.8 will be okay. I'll accept that. I'll let it step down a little more exaggeratedly. But you can see how, this face is here, and then it has a ridge that goes down to the face that comes out, and then a ridge that goes down. Now, this next section right here that I'm going to do, this part right here, this is a rather large part. So it's much larger. It's even bigger than this first initial part. Even right here at the closest, it's far away right there. And this is where I'm going to have to start doing a better job of what I was doing than the last time that I did this. So this one I'm going to do another inset. I'm going to click the inset button. And this time I'm going to inset it 2. So inset it 2 centimeters of an inset. I'll accept that. Now I've got this area built right here. And now I need to create this gold area here. And this is going to be a smaller inset, just to get the outside shape, the outer shape. And then I'm going to have to start to, kind of shape that. And I'll be moving some stuff around in order to pull that off. So I'm going to do another, and let me look at something here. This kind of does seem to be poking out a little bit. If I move out a little bit in the picture here and look at it, it looks like this is like protruding out of the front of that TV. So this part's going down. Yeah. Or is it? It is caving in. It is caving. It's continuing to cave in. It's caving in deeper. I'm misreading those creases, but yes, it's definitely caving in. It's going towards the inside. All right. So I'm going to do another inset. And this one, yep, I'm okay with that. 2.0. All right. I'm going to do one more small inset. Like 0.5. 0.5, okay. 0.5 inset. Okay. Now this next part is the part where hopefully I can not mess this up. So at this point, I'm going to save my file. So I'm going to click the Save button, change it from Untitled. Let's see, Alvarez, Table Classic TV 1, First Block TV, and let's see, First Block TV, Take 2, Save 1. There we go. My second time trying to do this. And I'm going to go tool around a little bit here off to the side, and in a moment I'll be back, and I'll show you what I figured out. Alrighty, here we go. Let's do this now. So after that last inset that I did, what we need to do is very quickly switch to polygons. And that when we started this whole thing, we had that front face selected. And so, at the moment, here's what we've done to it. We've did an inset, we did an extrusion, an inset, an extrusion, and then we did an inset and an inset, and then a small inset. And now here I am, I'm on the inside of this thing. And I'm going to get my move tool here, and I'm just going to push it out in Y. Push it out in Y, about that much. It's going to be okay. So that pushes that out in Y. So it's pushed out in Y. Got that pushed out in Y? I hope so. Push it a little bit more. Exaggeration is going to be all right. It's going to look pretty cool. Then over here, I'm going to switch to edge. And what I want to do is I want to get all four. Be careful. Don't do this with the move tool active. I want to get all four of the edges around the front of that screen. See those four red edges I have selected? They surround the edges of the very front of the screen. Want those four edges selected. With those four edges selected, click on the chamfer button. And then we're going to change some settings on this. This is chamfer. Chamfer is pretty cool. Give it at least 4 chamfer segments. And then the distance between the chamfer segments got to be bigger than a centimeter. I'm going to push that out to about 7.5 centimeters. Pushing that out to 7.5 centimeters, that kind of really rounds out my screen pretty nice. You know what? I'm going to close that out. Switch back to polygons. Get my move tool and move this out just a little bit more. Move that out a little bit more. Switch back to edge. Cool thing is, Max remembered what I had selected. Still got those edges selected. Thank you. Click on chamfer again, and it even remembers my last settings. And then now I'll look at this, and I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with that. That looks pretty good. Maybe I might bump my up to like 6 chamfer segments, and instead of that 7 centimeters, just right on the nose. 7 centimeters on the nose. 6 segments, 7 centimeters. Looks like that's like nicely curving out of the screen. Really nice right there. I like that. I'm going to click the green check mark. All righty. Now, the front face of this thing is a lot cleaner. And we still have to do some manipulation on some of these vertices. I wonder if I can pull this off. Let's go ahead and stay on edges here. Stay on edges. I'll be back in a moment. I'm going to run inside and do some preparation for dinner. So I'm going to end this video and go ahead and post it because it actually does everything I did at the very beginning right up to this point. And I think it would be good to get it posted. So here we go.